Hi, it's Nancy welcoming you to Garden Scroll. Today is January the 4th, and I thought I would show you some of the signs of spring coming on. But also there's definitely signs of winter still being in full swing, and we're coming up on some of the coldest days of winter. So the groundhog saw his shadow, for whatever that means, other than we are expected to have some more cold weather. I, for one, am not really ready to give up my winter rest time yet. I'm just getting over having the COVID, and it's been pretty rough, actually. When it started out, I didn't think it was going to be so very bad. It seemed mostly just like a cold, but then as it wore me down and I had headache during the whole time, it just was a matter of whether it was a real intense headache or just a dull headache. But after that wore me totally down from the cold, I got the stomach flu symptoms and then just extreme fatigue, even after all the other symptoms were pretty much gone away. This week we have actually had some days in the 60s, and as you can see, green is popping up all over the garden. But like I said, that is coming to an end, and we're going to have some really cold days too. Then it won't be that long before I'll need to get out here and get some of this old dead stuff broken off and thrown away. And I want to fix a lot of the garden art too. This is one thing I don't know if I'll fix again or if I'll just go ahead and throw this away. Although you would be surprised if you take the time to put it back together and re-glue or use foam filler to fix it with. Sometimes it can look good for quite a bit longer. So I thought I would look at some of the things that actually start greening up first, and this is clematis, and I don't really see any green on it. There's also a little miniature rose in there that is turning green, but I don't see any green on the clematis yet, and that's what I was coming out to take a look at. This is Baptisia or false indigo, and it's already broken loose from the winds breaking it loose. I might go ahead and take this and throw it away. And this happens to be my least favorite job of gardening, is cleaning this mess out. And this is another clematis, and I'm still not seeing any green on here, which is actually a good thing because I'm not really ready to deal with all this. But I'm looking, and this is my blackberry bush, and it does have a lot of green on it. Not that I'm going to go ahead and trim this right now, knowing that it's soon going to be below freezing. So I'm not going to go ahead and trim it back now because that would leave it open for the cold to get in it, but I will need to trim this off pretty soon after our cold weather is gone again. Today is February the 5th, and I still can't come outside without pulling up a weed. And this is moss, rose moss, or that's what was in here. And these are seed, I'm sure, and they will probably fill this up before very long. It's actually a beautiful day today, but that's not going to last because, as I told you earlier, tomorrow actually we're supposed to start getting cold below freezing again for a few days and maybe even for a week. But it is pleasant to be out today, and I do need to get a post for you. Yesterday I was not feeling well, and even though each day I can tell that I'm getting better from having COVID, and I had very light symptoms, but they just hung on so long that they wore me totally out, and I'm still pretty much worn out. But I can tell today, that I'm beginning to get some energy back. I was not looking forward to cleaning all this mess out, which I wouldn't be no matter how healthy I was. But this is just my least favorite job when it comes to the garden, is to clean all this old dead stuff out. And I've looked at several other people's posts about cleaning out the garden, and most of them say it's so easy, just break it off and there you have it, most of it. And some of it you'll need to clip back, but most of it you can just break off. Look at this beautiful Lenten rose, and I've got to get a shade over it. I can't get my enthusiasm back up, and I do want to. And I think I will as soon as I start feeling better, because even just because today is beautiful is making me feel like getting out here and just at least sitting out in the garden for a little bit. But there's just so much to do. So much has been blown over and even broken and destroyed because of the high winds we've had, and I'll need to probably throw away a bunch of this stuff, but a lot of it will still be good, and I may be able to fix some of it too. Some of it's probably been fixed more times than I want to do another time for, but we'll see. It is amazing how much just a little bit of paint and glue can fix something up. There's another weed right there. I go ahead and pull that, and I think it broke off. I'll probably have to pull that again. And this is also some more of the rose moss. And these little tufts you see on here are actually seed. I'm going to kind of sprinkle them, because even though we're going to have another week of of cold weather, after that I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't start to become pretty, at least pretty enough that some days I can get out here and clear some of this out, because there's just so much that needs to be cleared out, and it looks so terrible right now. But when we get this cleared out, it'll start to look pretty again, and then nurseries will open, and I'll be excited to see all the pretty flowers and bring them home and put them in their place for this year's garden. Last year we actually painted both of our outbuildings, this one and this one. And I'm very proud of them. I'm glad we got that job done. It made a lot of difference in how my pictures looked and just how the garden itself looked. I was looking right here, and I realized that I was thinking, well, this is not ready yet either, because it's not growing up through there, but it is. You can look right down at the bottom, and this is that Autumn Joy sedum. It's very pretty, and there's a sprig of that Pachysandra. I probably will want to just pull that up from the root. It's pretty. This is a little plant of it right here, but it spreads, and I don't know, I don't really want it here. I certainly don't want it to choke out my pretty little sedum. That's my favorite of the two of those. We've also enjoyed watching the birds. We've had some really beautiful red cardinals, and of course the female cardinals are very pretty too. And we've enjoyed watching them, and all the little birds. We've had several little birds this winter to watch. Some nuthatches, some finches, and the little red-headed finches are so pretty. I think they're called purple finches. That they have a red on them, and they're very pretty. And the chickadees, several pretty little birds that we've enjoyed watching this season. But my job for this coming spring is, of course, to clean this out. But what I would love to do is to be able to get it all cleaned out and still have time before the ground gets covered in new growth to actually put down some irrigation. I know you're hearing those birds. Oh gosh, I'll be glad when they decide to leave. But they always seem to come in early spring or late winter, actually. And I think they actually raise some babies, and then they seem to go away till next early winter. So that's a good thing that they go, because I hate that they're not a pretty sounding bird, which were most birds I love to hear them, but those are definitely not one that I love to hear. I was going to see if I could get that female cardinal there for you. There she is. I hope she's clear and sharp enough for you to see. It's very pretty. And I've definitely been enjoying watching the birds. But this year I would love to get me some type of irrigation system going, because I'm just wearing out. Like I told you, most people say it's not that hard. It's just easy to clean out the garden, but to me it's very hard, and I have arthritis, and I've actually had a knee replacement, and then the other knee has had work done on it, but has not been replaced, and it's pretty healthy, but the other one is, I can't really put my whole pressure weight down on it, so it gets to be very, very hard for me to clean this out, and I will dread it until it's done. But hopefully I will do it. Hopefully I will keep doing it. I do enjoy gardening, but the truth is I am very tired, and then just getting over the COVID is making me to where I don't even know if I just can't feel the enthusiasm that I need to feel to do this. But I think I will, because like I said, even today it's actually very pretty out here, and I'm enjoying it right now. So hopefully once I get it all cleaned up and go again, it'll be wonderful. And I know it would be so much better if I could just come out and hand water some things and not have to hand water the whole garden. It's been taking me from anywhere from 5 to 8 hours to hand water everything. And it's not like I haven't tried other things, but so many other things just don't work for me because of our hard water. It has jip in it, and it just clogs everything up. Actually, the only sprinklers that I've gotten that will work for me have a big hole in it, and then it splashes as it goes around, and it works for me pretty much. But the kinds with the little tiny sprinkler holes just clog up almost immediately, and it's just about the only way I've actually found to be able to really water it good is just to hand water it. But in the real hot summertime, the hand watering just doesn't get it, because it's not enough. It's just not enough. It needs to be left there for a reasonable amount of time so the ground can get soft and it can do some good. And also put down some sprinkler type systems that you hook onto a hose, but that didn't work either. The sprinkler thing clogged up in less than 15 minutes, and it was just dribbling down it and doing no good whatsoever. So I've determined that that's not going to be the answer for me. So what I'm going to try now is I'm going to put that back down. I'm going to put those back down and not put the little sprinkler systems on it, and just leave an open hole and see if maybe that won't work for me. That's going to be my project for this year, and I hope that will work. I'm very much hoping that will work so that I can have more time to enjoy the garden. I really have got it to the point that I'm working in it all the time and having very little just real enjoyment of the garden, even though it is a joy just to look at when you're working in it. And I love the hand watering in that you get up close and personal with it and realize what it needs, whether it's got insects that you're going to have to spray for, or if it's needs some food, or just what it needs, and you're able to see it better and take care of it better. And I do like that part of watering, hand watering, but I will still need to do some of that because I have things up on little poles and just different things that a ground watering hose, soaker hose type situation would not take care of. And I have tried soaker hoses, and actually the very same thing happened with that too, was that the soaker hose would clog up, and I wouldn't realize it until my plants were dying, and then of course I would realize what was going on. And I see this little chair is down, but also I'm seeing that there's grass and weeds in here along with I'll need to take care of. And I had some type of rodent. This I'm pretty sure is a gopher, or not a gopher. This one might be a gopher, but I think they're all moles or voles actually. You can see that's a little tunnel right there. And so I'm hoping to get rid of those. I bought some of those mole worms and hoping that they will take care of that problem. And I'm hoping that my peonies will come back and do well. I haven't seen any sign of it yet, but that's okay because we still have some winter left, and I, for one, am grateful that we do. I know everybody is so tired of winter, but it seems to get tiring quickly. But at the same time, you know, if you have a lot to garden, a lot of work to do in the garden, you're probably like me and ready for a little bit more time of rest. But if I can get it to where I can enjoy it more and work a little less, I think that will be great. I'm hoping I can do that. So I know I would think that I would already have that taken care of, but it's not from lack of trying. It's just from lack of anything working for me. But I'm hoping that this will. I've been noticing places around town, and they have the water hose that has the holes in them every 18 inches or so, and I'm going to try that. First I'm going to try my little black ones that came with the little sprinklers that came up above them, and it's supposed to put down some, just, you know, a nice little spray. But that did not work either. But I'm thinking that just leave those little sprayers out, and maybe that hole will be big enough. And again, it may not be too, so it's just another thing I'll have to try. So much trial and error, but hopefully we'll get something that will actually work. Look at these beautiful daisies. I need to clip those off and probably thin those out some. So yes, I felt a little bit of enthusiasm there, and that's what I need to start feeling. I need to start feeling better, and I need to start having the enthusiasm it takes to take care of a bunch of this stuff and make it beautiful again. Look at this, there's some sedum coming up in this little pot, and I hope it doesn't freeze it out, but we'll see. If it does, I can start some more from other places I have it growing in the garden. And I see that here's some more of these are the tall lilies that the wind has actually blown them over. So I need to get a bunch of this type of stuff out. Another thing is my fingernails. I've enjoyed having them so much. They've been the healthiest they've been probably ever. So I hate to lose those, and usually I always do when I start cleaning this out. And of course some of it is from not going ahead and putting my gloves on when I come out to do this, because I'm not thinking about doing this type of work until I get out here, and then I go ahead and do a little of it, which causes the loss of my fingernails. And I know not many gardeners probably even care about that, but I bet there's more that care about it than you know, because I know I care about it. I love fingernails. I have since I was a teenager. So it's just like having 10 little extra accessories. So I love them, and I'm going to see how long I can keep them, but I know that probably won't be very long, actually. I also have some outdated peanut butter that I would like to make some suet cakes for the birds for this cold spell. So I may try to get around and get that done today also. Please like and subscribe to the channel.